Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, bringing you the start of Chapter 5 in my Castlevania Night Difficulty video walkthrough. And this level is called Veros Woods. And this is an interesting little palette swap, because now we're completely engulfed in snow, and it's a nice little tundra that we're fighting through. And this level is pretty short. The main reason for it is you're going to run through, you're going to kill a couple of the little like sand digger dudes or whatever the hell they are. They're the equivalent of like Jawas in Castlevania. Then you're going to bump into another Chupacabra and you're going to enjoy the greatest mechanic ever added to a game, which makes no fucking sense and sucks utter cock, which is this bit, where he's going to run away and then we have to find our stuff, and then as soon as we do we carry on through the woods and the level's pretty much over. But Chapter 5 is one of the longest chapters in the game. There's like 7 or 8 levels to it because we're going to be introduced to the vampires, and then we're going to be going towards the castle where the next Lord of Shadow is. So get in for a ride. But this fight here, dudes are going to come out of the tents, so just grab them, throw them, grab them, throw them, and follow the path that I go, and you'll get your shit back off the Chupacabra as quickly as possible so that you can proceed onwards. But what I'm going to talk about in this video is something a little bit off topic but still poignant, because my channel consists of Call of Duty and there is a new one coming, and there was a statement announced a couple days back by the I think it was Bobby Kotick, the head of Activision, or whatever the hell his job is. I'm not too sure what he is. He's probably like a PR manager or something, but I read it on Giant Bomb, which is a fantastic website if you're not aware of it. Awesome group of guys that do it, and they basically, it was a statement saying that they're not ready to, they're still weeks away from announcing anything concrete about the next Modern Warfare, which is apparently a prequel, so I'm not too sure what that even means. I like modern guns. We don't need to go back in time. Black Ops was old enough for us. We don't need no fucking, just give me some modern guns. Anyhow, I digressed. But it's apparently a prequel. Bobby Kotick has mentioned that we're weeks away from any real, solid announcement, but they have said that the game itself is wowed pretty much all the expectations that the developers and the designers intended, and it's looking to be, something absolutely amazing. They've also mentioned that the multiplayer is going to completely redefine and reiterate itself and rejuvenate the series, just akin to what Call of Duty 4 did. And everything they've tried to implement has just come through absolutely fantastically, basically. So it sounds totally like PR trash, what they say about every game, but at the same time, this is Activision, this is Call of Duty, and we know that they have enough money to back up these words, because they're mentioning that the marketing campaign for this new Call of Duty is going to be the biggest one, and Black Ops was pretty fucking stacked, so it's going to be, hopefully, a brilliant, fantastic game, and if they change enough things and rejuvenate enough things, it could be brilliant. Not saying that these games aren't, it's just a case of nothing has wowed as much as what Call of Duty 4 did. Call of Duty 4 at the time was the most ridiculously innovative thing in multiplayer shooters ever, so much so that everybody's copied it, because it's that iconic, and that's what we need again, and that's what Activision are trying to do. But instead of talking about what I expect of the game when it comes to the multiplayer, I'm going to talk about the single player, because nobody even talks about the single player, because all the Call of Duty commentators on YouTube are all multiplayer, focused. A few of them do play the campaign, but they are far from even interested in it. They just like to see, the fancy cutscenes and things. And that's not me talking bad about anybody else, because I'm sure there are people out there. I'm just talking about the ones I've been exposed to and how I differ from them. So what I would like to see reiterated in Modern Warfare 3 in the single player is a couple of things that seem almost too obvious to not have been added before. The first one is, I want it to be treated exactly the same to the multiplayer. I would like the same leveling system, the same perk acquisition, the same weapon acquisition kind of things, and I would like it to play so much so that when you're in the campaign, there's a kill feed, there's the experience popping up, there's the challenges popping up when you do things, even make unique challenges to the single player, so there's a completely different area. I don't want the levels to carry over, so you can level up in one player and you have the same level in multiplayer. I want it to be separate, to give people different areas to play, and more longevity in those areas. And I want you to be able to choose your class setup at the start of the level. the first time you play through the game, you should not be able to choose any of that stuff. It should be, you know, as the developers intended, all the guns they wanted you to have at that moment, all, you know, the scenarios to play out as intended, and then every subsequent playthrough, you should be able to pick the 3 perks you want to use when you play the level, the gun you start with, the attachments on it, the sidearm, all that great stuff. You could do it in Rainbow Six Vegas. It's not difficult to do, and it would just make it so much more fun, because you'd get YouTube guides going up of people doing veteran with a ballistic knife, or, you know, doing veteran with a tactical knife and a python. Ridiculous setups of stuff, or like nothing but an ACR iron sight run, and just fun things like that, speed runs, and just cool stuff that they seem to have lost with these new games, because the campaigns themselves are stronger than they've ever been, they're polished, they're more fancy, but they're just soulless because you can't do anything. There's just not enough replay value. Even Call of Duty 4 had that bonus mode where you got the points. The only problem with that is, aside from the leaderboards, there was no incentive to play, there was no levels, there was no nothing, so that is a big thing that I would love for Activision to step up. But I'll continue this conversation in the next level, people, because this is the end of the Veros Woods level. But I'll see you there. Thanks for watching, and you take care now.